I'm really trying to go for the all my kids are named Antoine. Everyone.
What are you, George fucking Foreman, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, every one of them.
Antoine. Stop fighting with Antoine.
No, wait. You have
What
to
if you
change
have a... Would
current
you,
Antoine's name to, what was it, Hannibal, right? Because you had to change your firstborn kid's name to that.
Oh, yeah, because I did say that.
What?
Remember during
That's how I named
the
my
Leaders
firstborn,
episode?
Hannibal.
That as soon as I said Hannibal, he's like, I like that name. That's going to be my firstborn. Wait a minute, I already have one of those.
would you name a daughter Antoine?
If I had to.
Yeah.
If I have a daughter, she's going to be named Antoine, is what I'm saying.
I mean, there is actually a female equivalent, Antoinette.
What's more equal than a name? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's like gender equality.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. She's out here to prove a point.
Mm-hmm. I had this daughter to prove
And
my feminist.
Hipsters this week. We're going to be talking how our current society is on the way towards being a tech dystopia. We're going to be talking with Connor, Antoine, Zach, and myself, Jeremy. Zach, this was kind of your idea, so...
Nah, that was actually Connor's idea.
Oh, I thought it was Zach's idea.
My idea.
I just agreed with it because I liked it.
Credit where it's due.
I'd be giving credit to the wrong people sometimes. I've been telling myself all week that this was Zach's idea.
It was not.
Connor, this is your idea.
Yeah,
you want to
man.
explain it a little bit better?
I got your back, bud.
Yeah, so I tasked everyone with finding one article or topic or something to talk about that has to do with how we are descending into a technology dystopia that will eventually look like Blade Runner or something. So,
where you asked for an article or something, I got 8 little snippets.
Fuck yeah, that works. Just something to talk about because there's certainly enough of it. Yeah. So do you want to give us a snippet to start off with?
I think one of the biggest things that could lead to dystopia and crazy nonsense is the creation of deep fakes.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
that's
what
a
deep
good
fakes
one.
are?
Yeah. But explain it to the audience.
Okay, so a deep fake is where you are able to completely recreate somebody's facial structure and make a whole ass video of them that does not look animated whatsoever. It's just them speaking and you're able to create their voice and shit, but it's something they never said or did.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, so that's technology that, from what I know, has progressed immensely in 2 years.
Yeah.
It's gone from something that's pretty noticeably fake to some real uncanny shit.
Do you ever see the memes? They've replaced fucking Jim Carrey's face with Nicolas Cage's face in a movie or something. That's deep face technology. Well,
I mean, it had kind of not so much of an intimidating
deep fakes.
Yeah.
Origin. It was mostly used for porn and shit in the beginning.
It still is on videos. Yeah, I think one of the weirder things people are doing is they'd find a porn video and then put someone they went to high school with's face on it or something.
And then just release it.
Yeah, it's real creepy.
What?
I didn't see that there's a lot of potential for fucking abuse in that. Especially
abuse. Yeah, the abuse. But that's criminal offenses here.
Well, I'm not even talking about on a private
the
level.
ultimate slander.
We're talking about dystopias though. I'm thinking grander scheme of things. The government doesn't like somebody. They can create a video of you doing some fucking wild shit. And he did that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was about to say you could do that in a political battle or anything. You crazy as fuck.
To that end, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but just kind of general, is the technology is pretty democratized. It's not hard or especially software intensive to run that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I guess the one better thing about this than other stuff is everyone has it. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it definitely means not just the government or not just Amazon can do this.
I feel that makes it.
I how
more
government
of a
and Amazon is the same level. Not just the government and not just Amazon.
Well, we'll get to one of my things later.
There's a few of my things that reference Amazon as well. Amazon's leading the way towards the dystopia. Oh, they're working towards the 15 million merits future of Black Mirror. Anybody ever watched that episode?
I have not.
All right. So pretty much everybody lives in facilities that they live and work in, and they ride little bikes to generate energy and get themselves merits. And you can spend those merits on potentially having the chance to be famous
or eating,
right?
Yeah. It's not even really
it's a future
famous.
where capitalism has turned into a meritocracy, but you're basically just a pet hamster.
Sort of.
Little bit more than that. it's more like
You never watched Black Mirrors?
I've seen like the one Star Trek episode, and that's about it.
Every person is like a lab rat, yes, but like every aspect of your life is over inundated with ads. Like if you even close your eyes while you're watching an ad, it'll stop playing and like start like making an alarm sound so that you continue watching it. The company that you work for controls your entire life because they provide you your sleeping house, your food, your everything, literally everything, and just ride the bike all day. You know what I'm saying? Make the energy that everybody else lives off.
It's not like you're just a slave.
I mean, yeah,
They're earning money.
I mean, they're probably earning
it just sounds like they're earning like a bunch of extra steps.
They're earning credits like you earn in a game that they could spend inside their slave quarters.
I thought
they could also buy things for their little like avatars that represented them in like
the real world.
No, it represented them in like the fake
like you
world.
could buy a new Facebook profile picture.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've seen this episode.
It was like a meme.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I mean, not like I forgot like parts of it, but I know what you're saying.
I watch that episode pretty frequently because I'm really worried about that future.
well, like we're all walking into it ourselves anyways. How they just collect so much information on us all the time.
It's more likely that I think with a lot of the info people are finding right now that ads don't actually generate anything. Like I think there was sort of some false or misleading documents that were like, oh, ads are so prevalent on the internet because they're more effective than television or whatever. But they're really not, and they don't work, and they don't sell products, and no one cares about them. So I think that there's going to be this huge like bottoming out the way corporations make money on the internet. And so I don't think that we're going to be spinning in like a little Amazon branded hamster wheel anytime soon. At least not in that sort of way. I think it's far more likely that there's going to be like that shit for like rich people, honestly. That's going to be like the rich people existence or the upper middle class existence of you get to shop at the Amazon branded store and you get to earn the Amazon bucks or whatever, where we get to toil in the mines,
the asteroid fields.
Yeah.
Hey, no joke. That's actually a lot of money.
What? Zach, our asteroid tycoon.
Asteroids are made out of something.
No. Seriously. So if you take, for example, asteroids about the size of an average neighborhood block, they're filled with gold, platinum, other precious metals, which if you mine an asteroid, you're not displacing any endangered animals. You're not destroying any precious environments, any historical landmark. It's a fucking rock in space that you'll never miss.
You're probably just killing the people that are working for you to mine those.
I mean, it's no different than like people logging for trees in Amazon.
Someone finds it's more economically viable to just crash it into like the forest somewhere.
Yeah, we're not even logging anymore. We're just crashing fucking asteroids into the earth.
I can see that being like the other side of Mars.
I remember back in the day we used to cut the trees down. These motherfuckers are crashing asteroids into this bitch.
We get a fucking Evangelion style impact event and then also get like fucking Mars virus. I don't fucking know, whatever. Zach's not with me on.
There's a plague that takes out like
I know what you're talking about, the Evangelion part, and that's not a good ending. It's a confusing ending. That makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's going to be the same virus that lives in the glaciers that's going to come out once they melt. That might be true. I have not read anything.
I swear I've seen some shit that I don't know if it was just memes or not, but there have been people diagnosed with fucking the literal Black Plague.
Oh, yeah.
No. Bubonic plague is kind of making a small comeback.
Yeah.
That's actually happening.
Not fucking terrifying.
That's not a joke. That's actually happening.
I mean,
don't go to China right now.
It's not good, but
there's a lot of water in between us.
We also have like
medicine.
Yeah, like penicillin and like medicine, and we know how to wash our hands and shit. We're not entrusting our care to people with bird masks and fucking lavender tied on the end of the beak or whatever.
I still think just the fact that any title that says, yeah, this guy got the Black Death, maybe not,
I think that's more of a branding issue.
Exactly. It's kind of like what I said earlier. It's like my ex ran for president.
special.
My ex ran as a SoundCloud rapper. Like, there's just like different, as Jeremy said, oomph behind the title.
But having boobos would not be. That's what they get. They get like little pustules. It's not good. Not ideal.
Is that deep fake stuff the same technology that reads your face off facial recognition on your phone?
You know, I'd probably
uses-
say it could probably be pulled from there.
Probably
or
uses
something
some of the
similar.
same data to like find out your like facial bones and shit.
Because that software, you can actually just go to like a YouTube video and it more or less makes a map of their face and imprints it on the video you're trying to make a deepfake of. Like, you don't actually require any scanners or anything to physically map a physical person. It's just all online. It doesn't require
That's
somebody
even
to be there.
crazier that it could just take your face from a picture
Yeah, man.
I mean,
without
like,
even scanning
I
it.
will say
As
the good.
another thing, there is an AI in China that can copy your voice in under 60 seconds. Like just from like a robocall. You answer and you're like, hello, blah, blah, blah. Boom. They got your voice now.
I would
Yeah, you know
love to
those
actually
calls
try and
where
find that out.
It's supposed
That
to be
sounds
like a scam
terrible.
or something, but there's no one responding, and you say hello, yes, anyone there, and then you hang up.
I would love for that to happen. It's like, hey, dude, I'm Seth Rogen. Just like the least convincing shit.
That would be good.
That would be pretty funny.
Terrible Chinese AI stealing our voices.
Fucking Chinese AI stealing our voices, but it's just like nowhere near what our voices sound like whatsoever.
It does sound kind of like a Trump tweet. Bad Chinese AI stealing voice.
Is this okay? Question mark. Exclamation
Yeah.
point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Not in Trump's America.
Yeah. we just wrote a presidential tweet, you guys.
Are those the best now? Presidential tweets?
Obviously.
It's the only way I want my president to talk to me.
They get put in the Library of Congress.
Do they really?
Yep.
They have to.
Yeah, he
It's
announces
like
stuff.
official announcements from the president. Why wouldn't you?
He officially announces on Twitter. That's why we don't know what the fuck's going on because we don't have.
We don't have a Twitter.
Yeah.
We do have a Twitter, Antoine. We just don't use it.
I mean, like personally. Do you personally be on Twitter?
I do have a personal Twitter as well,
At
but
Twan.
I don't use it.
At Twan. I was told that shit gets done on Twitter though.
I think-
that's the world we live in now, where you tweet something at a company.
They actually respond back.
I have
I've seen some funny shit.
I have seen
where
some funny
companies
shit.
respond. What was it? There was the one guy that figured out. I think it was the KFC
Oh,
Twitter.
the herbs and spices,
Yeah.
and he got the
Also,
fucking painting of
the
himself.
Spice Girls and 4 guys named Herb.
Yeah.
And he got that epic painting.
Yeah, I would that painting would be amazing to have. I would admit, isn't it? Like
So
him?
actually, a not your average hipster wrote a tweet that says "fuck Postmates" or at Postmates. I literally canceled my order 2 minutes ago, and they charged me full price. That's fucking crazy. And then Postmates replied, "Please DM us your account email."
I hate that shit because then they're just like checking out how many followers you have.
Yeah.
And if you have like under 1,000, they're like, oh, this isn't worth it.
I'm not about to reach out to you, motherfucker.
I don't think that he has.
I enjoy when the companies argue with each other.
Yeah, no, that shit cracks me up.
Oh, I hate that personally.
And it was in
Why?
2 minutes.
Oh,
they
it's
responded
great.
in 2
You
minutes.
want
This
to
is
talk
fucking
about
savage.
some tech dystopia shit? It's like corporations trying to put a human face by like having friendly rivalries with other corporations. It's the fucking pits, dude. It's like someone else has made this joke before, but it's like, how long are we going to get till like Wendy's threatens to kill itself online or something?
We're almost there.
Yeah, right. It's like I don't know. I don't like the corporate Twitter account, or at least if you have one.
I mean, some of them be fire though, man. Like some, like they.
yeah,
they-
because they hire a comedian to do it. Like I don't know.
it's still funny when you see Wendy's like roasting people online. It's pretty funny.
That's the future of marketing for real.
Pretty funny. It's
just trying to make
Better talking about how ads don't work anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're evolving. Like,
And it sucks. I hate it. Don't advertise to me.
I'd rather be
I
advertised
mean,
to in
with
an
funny
entertaining way.
jokes where they're like actually dogging
I
real
gotta
people,
check.
that's way better than like them being like never frozen beef,
Dude, I don't know. It still comes up. Most of them come off as corny to me. It's like,
lettuce and tomato. Man,
damn, son, that was Mick Savage. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, McDonald's.
You fucking McDonald's twerp.
I like the ones that like where they're like commenting on people's food from other places. Like they got a picture of Big Mac. Like, damn, that looks like it sucks. Should have went to at Wendy's. Like, Those are funny to me because they're like it's like starting beef between the competitors. You know what I'm saying?
That's the type of relationship I'm trying to build with Brunswick Auto Mart. I'd be trying to get them to interact with me in a funny way. If you guys are listening right now, let's be funnier.
There's probably like we got a fan there.
You gotta DM them. You gotta work some shit out.
Slide in the Brunswick Auto Mart DM.
Off the public
Hey,
wall.
I think I know somebody that works there.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's even crazier because like I sent a podcast to him. He never even listened to it.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, Ricardo. That's why your job loves us. I should tell them to fire your ass.
And they'll do it.
Get the Brunswick Auto Mall wrapped around your finger.
We're top fans.
We are top fans every week. Every week.
Every week.
Like when it goes like 5 years later on, and somehow Jeremy has like 4 Escalades just sitting in the driveway.
We're gonna get the sponsorship out here for the Not Your Average Hipsters in the Brunswick Auto Mart.
Yeah, we're gonna go do a couple live shows from Brunswick Auto Mart.
Catch us at the Auto Mart Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think they'll let us in on Toyotathon? I've always wanted to be a part of that.
We'll sponsor off of Kia.
Hey, Brunswick Auto Mart, can we please do our first live show during Toyotathon? That'll be it's our favorite seasonal fucking car sale.
You should get them to do
also
like a custom wrap for your car.
Brunswick Auto Mart. We're talking directly to you right now.
We don't even care about the podcast.
Hey, this is part of the dystopia, man. Like we're trying to communicate
directly
through content. Like, go ahead, and listen.
If you don't listen, you won't know we're talking to you.
They know.
Prove that you're listening. Leave a message next time to Jeremy.
They be laughing, reacting to me sometimes, and like responding sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but this is a test to see if
Crumbs, Jeremy. They're giving you crumbs.
Crumbs. You're right. So, what were you like thinking of when you started this whole idea?
So I had a couple things that I was kind of generally thinking of. I think,
we're on the same
kind of without
level.
getting into a specific article right now, I think just the way that money is handled in Silicon Valley is maybe one of the most infuriating things I read about every time.
What is that?
So like how startups are valued at these like really ridiculous like millions or billions of dollars, and they're actually like losing money every day. Like I don't know if you followed the thing with WeWork. I don't think we have one of those in the city.
What's WeWork?
I've heard of it, and I heard it was a train fire.
It's like a gym for going to work. It's like a shared space where there's, I guess, like desks and shit. I don't really understand fully what it is.
There's a whole bunch of standing desks.
Yeah, I think it's just like a place where you're supposed to get work done. I guess if you're a freelancer.
So it's
kind of
like
like
an office.
Starbucks, except people just
but you pay like
do
a
their work.
fee or something to go there. So anyway, they've been putting these in like big cities everywhere and kind of trying to make them seem like the new fucking trendy thing.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah. But the company was like valued at like however many millions of dollars, and they went public, and they just like realized that they were losing money hand over fist every quarter. Like even though people were pumping it full of cash, it was just going nowhere. And I feel like that's, I guess this one kind of blew up and isn't deemed a success, but I feel like that's sort of the model that everything's been going towards recently, of just sort of like another example, you know, that Theranos from a couple months back.
That's my first time hearing about it.
It was this Silicon Valley tech startup that was it made this thing that was supposed to be able to test your blood without actually like drawing any blood. It was just gonna like prick your arm and like, oh, you have AIDS or whatever, like just actually like run tests on your blood. But the technology never existed. The person who did it dropped out of college before doing any sort of bioengineering, and everyone who told her that it wasn't going to work was like fired from the company. And it had gone to the stage where they were doing deals with like CVS, and they were going to have these in CVSs across the country. In fact, they did. And all they did is like draw a regular amount of blood and send it somewhere else to be tested. And like the technology never worked.
That sounds like a plot line to fucking the most recent season of Arrested Development.
Yeah. And like
fake block.
Yeah, this isn't new shit. Obviously they're like making fun of it in Arrested Development. And yeah, people were giving her tons of money and making all these contracts, and like employees relied on that as their employment.
Right.
Even if they didn't work directly with the product. they were like marketing it or something, and now they're just out of jobs because
Someone
this person
lied?
had no fucking clue. Or like she had a clue, but like
She had an idea.
Yeah.
But literally that was it. It was an idea.
and she was like trading off the myth of Steve Jobs, and she kind of dressed like him and like modeled her life.
The more you
after
talk
his.
about this, the more I slightly remember reading something on Facebook.
Yeah, it was like big
about it.
news.
I never heard anything about this.
There's like what's that show? There was like a 2020 about it I watched.
2020.
Or is that it? Yeah.
I like the 2020.
Yeah. So that's my thing, I think, or one of my things. It's like the way that companies are being funded now, especially these up and coming like tech startups, is terrifying and weird.
What do you expect the billionaires to do with all their gross hordes of money other than start nonsense ass companies and just fund them?
This is the thing I generally don't understand, because they all hate taxes, but they have so much money they're throwing it away at fucking garbage that like you can just
That's capitalistic progress. What are you talking about?
I think that's more of like the billionaire equivalent of getting like a lotto ticket.
I guess
You know,
you're
it might
right.
not be anything, but if it works out,
If it works out, I could be Bezos rich and not like mad, insane person rich.
how is that separate?
I mean, it's like
I would like an explanation.
Big
How are
facts.
those two things separate? That is the same picture, sir.
So I was
fair
thinking,
enough. Fair enough.
I want virtual reality to stop getting better.
Oh, no.
No,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
with it, dude. I'm with it.
Because they're just gonna get crazy, and then like they're gonna be able to like matrix your ass, basically, like just put you down.
That's the tech dystopia I'm fucking here for, man. I'm here for it. I want to plug in.
I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, they think it's like you think it's bad now with everybody like looking at their phones and on their phones and shit all the time. If there was like a place you could literally escape to, like go dream.
Yes, I'm about it. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that sounds.
My real
that
life
sounds
is going to
wonderful.
take a major hit.
Maybe I'm a fucking Luddite or something, but I don't mind looking at a TV. Like a TV's fine.
Yeah, the TV is fine.
See, what it is for me is just regular video games aren't doing it no more for me. Like I want to fucking I want to be able to turn my pain meter up. You know what I'm saying? I want to fucking get slashed one good time.
I don't know about the whole. I want to get slashed.
Jerry just wants to feel something, anything.
But they have that now.
Is this whole show a call for help?
Like right now, you could buy like the vest. Like there's a vest, like a rumble vest and stuff that like
That can't be. That can't work, right?
That doesn't feel like getting slashed, bro.
No,
flat out. I want to feel the blood leaking out of me.
How do you know what feeling slashed is like?
But if you're in dream state, you're not gonna feel it.
Jeremy doesn't even want VR as it is now. He wants to jack in. He wants like the,
Yes.
the coaxial spike.
No,
to go
he
into
wants to be
his
in
head.
the Matrix.
Yeah, I was gonna say he wants to be the ghost in the shell.
Yes. Yeah. I want to put a helmet on that like reads my neural fucking
No,
web,
dude,
web
you don't
and
even
fucking
want the
knocks me
helmet.
the
No
fuck out.
helmet, no helmet.
You
like
want
it
the
taps.
spike,
Yeah.
and your fucking eyes roll into the back of your head. You're like, you're in.
Well, you're
like
just gonna
the,
have a coax jack like on the back of your fucking neck right there.
Because like, what if it was like that the episode of Black Mirrors where dude's in the video game.
And then
But
brain melting.
he can take people, but the people feel like themselves in the video game, but it's not.
I thought you were talking about the
Play
episode
test.
of Black Mirror where the two guys kissed.
No, I wasn't talking about that one. I was gonna bring that one up yet. But like that one's not as bad as the other one.
He's talking about USS Callister, where
That's that Star Trek one.
the
that I
Star
was talking
Trek
about.
one, where the boss dude who was like a very meek person in real life, he would like make copies of real people
And he
and
was
then
a dick in the game.
put them into his game. Right.
And he could
What's
just
the
go
problem
into
with that? Is my question.
because the people have feelings.
Okay, fuck the robots' feelings. First off.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Second off, they're not real people when he uploaded them. Like, and then they literally killed the real him in that episode. Like, he was trapped in the game forever, and like
That's why it's fucked up. You can't be doing it.
That's way more fucked up.
We're not discussing ethics to a show I watched once like a year ago.
I'm just saying, like when it gets to that point, some people are gonna be out here. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna lose a friend because you're gonna be like,
See,
I'm tapping in, bro.
That just means you go online with them.
I have a more material thing of I just don't want to buy a new shit. I don't want to buy.
We're always gonna have to buy new
I
shit.
just bought a TV and I want to think about my fucking VR experience headset.
No, it's gonna be
Also,
like it's gonna go in your ear and then it's gonna like ding.
They're probably gonna get over it at some point, but it's gonna make you nauseous for a while. And like
Nah, not nauseous. It's gonna make you. It's gonna make you it's gonna make you addicted. You're gonna be like cracked out for it. Like you're gonna be beating up your girlfriend when she doesn't want you to be on VR. Domestic violence cases coming from the VR.
Hold on. Let me put it in a different light for you. Let's say you are able to check in. You can now Google walk through Austria. You can see the mountains.
Literally, he's right. He's got a point.
I wanna
You
go
can
there.
feel the air.
I want to go there.
Smell whatever wildflowers there might be.
But I feel like if you're jacked in like that, you're not gonna like feel and smell.
How? Okay, that's what the whole point of being jacked in is. Like you're gonna eat fucking the robot food, and it's gonna make you feel like you really ate.
What?
Yeah.
See, that's a whole nother level. I'm just talking about like
none of this is real. That's not. He's just talking out of his ass at this point.
That's like crazy.
Well, like because it's real life, you come jacked out, you're gonna be still hungry. Like you won't have gotten nutrients.
You just get to sensation.
Yeah, you get the sensation of like tasting and eating. That shit will be.
You're gonna be cracked out.
You're being a fucking terrible anti-capitalist right now because you know that when you go to the fucking forest and you start to sniff, there's going to be a thing up in the corner that says paid
32 cents.
It's like $30.95 for the wildflower scent pack that you won't be able to smell shit until you buy it.
No, that'll be like before you go in. Like you buy your own server like Minecraft.
First generation of head jacking in.
Oh, it's gonna be awful.
We're not gonna have that kind of stuff yet. That stuff will come later.
No, we are, because all that exists now, and it gets transported immediately to the next thing because we live in fucking hell.
I don't want that to come, man. That's what I'm afraid of.
The only arguments I have against it are Connor's arguments of that we'll be microtransacted to death through that kind of thing. But like, if we could just get rid of capitalism first before we make that, fucking, I'm so into it.
I'm pretty sure it's like all like half made. Like
I don't know. We're just able to jack into something like,
dude, it's got to be half made because they're releasing like all the VR stuff to us. So it got to be something that's behind. Like
not to this fictional degree that we're talking about.
I'm saying somebody's working on that shit.
Oculus Rift, where like it looks like you're walking.
I don't think anyone's working on smell-o-vision.
No, I think they are
for video games.
Well, like the first thing you would need to do is like put people into a fucking dream state essentially, so that they're seeing in their mind when you jack in. Like,
we're gonna put people into a full surgical coma so they can play the next Elder Scrolls.
Actually, yeah,
that should be pretty good on Elder Scrolls.
That's a point I want to pull. So how about this? So if someone's in a coma and they're not brain dead, their brain's still there. They just can't move their body. Maybe they're fully aware and awake. There are some cases where people are. But if you're able to put them in this virtual reality thing, you can talk to your relative. You can let them know that they're okay, or you can see how they're doing.
That's crazy, man. You're trying to just put, what if they don't like Elder Scrolls? And you're like, well,
no, I'm not talking about fucking Skyrim. I'm just talking about going to a virtual space and talking to your friend or family member who's in a coma.
Yeah, you wake up in like an all white house.
I don't know if that's healthy.
We don't know if that works like that yet.
Healthy?
Also, no one knows.
Why is that not healthy?
Because we don't know what that's gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
You could put the brain jack in and they're still in a coma in the thing. We have no fucking clue.
Maybe. But again, there are cases where people are aware what has been going on.
We won't know until we try, is what he's saying. We won't know until
brain jack everybody in a coma. We need 1,000 participants. 1,000 people in comas getting brain jacked.
I'm gonna walk into a hospital right now and start plugging a coaxial fucking cable.
And technically think about it. If, let's say that, they're never going to fully wake up,
hook up a multimeter
into real life.
Back. See?
They could still technically somehow live a life in this virtual reality and not have to be basically a vegetable in the bed.
I mean, it would be good for paralyzed people.
And let's be real, if you can jack into something, you can probably upload your brain to it then at that point, and then you live forever.
I like this game, this term, this jack in. You can jack into it. Like
VR porn already exists, I'm pretty sure.
Let's be honest. Besides like Amazon and Google, the next leading advancer of technology, it's porn. For whatever reason, porn's really the thing that pushes most technology forward.
What?
No,
what technology came from porn?
That's what I'm wondering.
Blu-ray, but
well, there is the second. Wait, what?
Well,
how did Blu-ray come from porn?
Not really, but
it's a dystopia.
I think porn favored Blu-ray, which definitely phased out the HD DVD more quickly. I think a similar thing also happened to VHS and Betamax is porn favored VHS.
Gotcha.
Formats.
I was not aware of this.
So
There's no money in porn anymore, though. Not really. I think that
would beg to differ.
But they're also like, I'm pretty sure that a lot of their business model is people uploading their own shit on there.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're making money off of it.
I mean, there's still ads on porn sites.
But people aren't making 70s money off porn. It doesn't work like that anymore.
It's probably not 70s
You don't have
money.
to pay 50 cents to look
money
at a
for a
booth or whatever the
mustache
fuck
oil.
they were doing back then. This isn't like Boogie Nights, Dirk Diggler shit. That was the point of that movie is there's no fucking money in porn anymore.
Pay 50 cents to look in a booth.
Yeah, jack off in public. Like, what the fuck, man?
That's a wild fucking...
Sounds inconvenient.
It really does.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking, Zach?
I think we were all just reminiscing on how our lives would be if we had to go.
Oh, gotta work something out, guys. I gotta take 2 bus stops and I'll be right back.
You got to give your ID.
I don't know, man.
You had to be 18, right? You had to have been.
Hey, give me your ID. Let me see that.
Get out of here, little 16-year-old.
You got to take like a. Do they give you a sign at the door?
I mean, at some point it was just fucking illegal, so I bet they just take anyone's money. Like, it's already illegal.
Do they give you a door sign though?
He's curious now. He wants these answers.
No, I think it was like a movie theater. Like you sat.
Oh, like a bed, like
Okay,
benches.
so I mean,
There's probably benches. You couldn't have seats.
I know a bit.
you can't have chairs.
So I started watching that.
Church pews, maybe, but not chairs.
So I'm watching that stupid fucking James Franco HBO show where he makes porn in the 70s or whatever. And so they did have like the theaters that are just movie theaters that was playing like, I think it was mostly softcore porn.
Backyard Sluts 9.
No, not even. It's just
What?
like
That sounds pretty hardcore.
I was going to say, that sounds very specific.
topless over
Half
the
of me
clothes
wants
shit.
to ask, did you make that up right now? And half of me doesn't want an answer.
And then I think,
I swear I've heard it throughout my whole life.
and then so I think like prostitutes would hang out there, and a lot of people would like pay prostitutes, give them a blowjob while they were watching the movie. Like that was probably a thing.
That just sounds like double like.
But then there was also the booths that had an individual like reel-to-reel player in it.
Oh.
And you'd pay like 50 cents and watch, I don't know, like 3 minutes of footage.
Dude, I don't know.
With no sound.
I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know what's going on anymore today.
Yeah.
We've been all around the map.
We got off topic. Zach.
we went down the porn rabbit hole.
We went from talking about the
Slightly my
future
fault.
to in the past of porn. Like, okay. All right, we made it here. We're talking about reels and tapes and movies.
That's how they popped Pee Wee Herman. He was jacking off in the bathroom in one of those, which I guess is the polite thing to do if you're in.
I thought he was at a real movie theater.
Oh, was he? I always assumed it was a porn theater.
No, I thought he was at a real movie theater. I'm pretty sure you can jack off in the porn theater. Like, nobody's gonna be like, come on, man.
I figured.
You all came here to look at a 44-inch dick on the screen, not your fucking 3-inch dick over there. Put it away, please. God damn it, Pee-wee.
He's done his time. He's fine.
How many times I gotta tell you about this shit?
I'm pretty sure if he was at the porn show, like, everybody's
Honestly,
cool with it.
if that's the worst a celebrity does these days is like jerk off in the bathroom of like a regular theater.
No, dude, that's pretty bad.
That's
bro.
not that. I mean,
That's scarring. If you walk in there,
Like,
young 13-year-old you just got
Was he
done.
in the bathroom? Like the stall? Or
He was probably in front of the mirror on some weird shit. You never
I'm
know.
looking
Man.
this
You're
up,
already doing it in a bathroom. Why you look at me so weird that he's doing it in front of the mirror? You never know what's going on, man.
I'm looking this up so we don't slander the man.
Well, this is all allegedly to us. This is in our brains.
We get a hit from Pee Wee Herman's lawyer. Like,
Can you tell Pee Wee Herman to come on, please?
hey, at Pee Wee
Technically, Pee Wee
Herman.
Herman's just a fictional character. So that's like Bob the Builder's lawyer is really mad. He doesn't have his license.
Fucking Dora the Explorer.
Next week, we're going to have Sonic the Hedgehog on.
Hey, that's another thing that's really pissing me off, man, that they're just making everything live action now. Like if it's a cartoon, it goes to live action.
I mean, that's just a trend.
That is the trend.
It's gonna be part of the dystopia for real.
How? How is that
They're gonna get rid of cartoons because they're gonna be like, then we want to immerse them in real stuff. So then we're gonna like lose all of our cartoons to be immersed in like real life Rick and Morty and stuff like that. You would love a real life Rick and Morty.
I don't know. No, probably not.
You'd be graphic as hell. I mean, the show itself just gets away because
Especially
it's
if
so
you can go
simplified.
like virtual reality.
Okay.
Rick and Morty.
So I just looked into this. Sorry to bring the conversation back.
To the porn.
It was
Pee Wee Herman.
This is a case study, okay?
Allegedly, it was an adult theater, and he was in the bathroom of the adult theater. But also, he says he was innocent and did no contest, so it wouldn't go to trial and get all weird and drawn out. So I don't know if that's true or not, but at least if it was true, it was a porn theater, and it's probably not that fucking bad.
I feel like if anybody gets in trouble for jerking it or rubbing it at the porn theater, then everybody in the porn theater needs to really just fucking stop.
But yeah, if he didn't even go to trial and was just like, I'm...
For real, you're at a porn theater. What's the matter with it?
Yeah, right.
But I don't know what's going on, and I've never been to a porn theater, so I don't know the etiquette and how you're supposed to act.
I don't think they really exist anymore, so I don't think there's a problem with that.
I think there's one still over on Berea Road.
I'm pretty sure they exist.
Or at least they have the sign up still that says like booth rental.
They do have a booth rental sign up. But I'm pretty sure that people show like porn videos in the theater still. That has to be a thing.
Where? You'd see like the sign.
There's like a porn convention, isn't there?
Yeah,
There is a porn convention.
But it's for
So, like-
internet. It's for internet porn.
There has to be a sign.
What?
Does there have to be a sign?
How else are they advertising to the public?
The internet.
Are you saying there's still like porn speakeasies out there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta knock on the door twice, otherwise they're not gonna let you
Hey,
in.
Zach, what's your fucking thing?
Remember there was that store though that was like that on Lorraine that was just a red door? Like everybody knew the red door had like the shit in it as kids. You never opened the red door?
I never opened the red door.
There was a red door on a brick building. And inside it was a sex shop. But like,
Well, apparently Antoine's in the know.
He
no
knows about the
signs.
speakeasies.
No signs were anywhere on it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what it was. We just opened the door. So you know what I'm saying?
Anyway, welcome back to the porn episode. I think Zach has his next
Yeah, so
next story to tell us about.
for me, what I really see leading more towards us going to a tech dystopia is how mindlessly all of our information is just collected. Literally, the most useless bit of trivia you would see no point in having is collected, and you basically have an entire almost autobiography built for you about you without your knowledge or you having any way to access it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you keep the same phone number for a long time, for sure, too.
I mean, like recently I tried looking up like when my house was built. At the same time, without even trying, I found my stepdad's phone number. It then listed off my aunt and her phone number. And it then also listed off me and my phone number without me even being listed actually as the owner of the house. Right off the bat, just Googling my actual address, which no one's saying here.
Public information. Like it's not even like private
Give it
information.
to the
Exactly.
fans. Give it to the fans.
No,
Give it to the
there's gonna
fans.
be like weird
They want to
fuckers
come
outside
visit
the
you.
window. No, they don't want it. I don't want
Zach
them
would
visiting me.
love cuttings of people's hair and any sort of poetry they've made.
Toenails.
Toenails.
Yeah, like
Oh, why?
toenails.
Why? I'm just gonna bring them and I'm gonna send them to your house.
I'll keep
Feed
them.
them to your squirrel.
Oh, that was cold.
Yeah, that was cold.
So don't have people send their toenails to me, okay?
I don't know your address now, but if I find it, it's going out. Find it on Not Travis Twitter.
Antoine just starts sending you his own toenails.
Oh God.
It's gonna take a long time to build those up.
But yeah, anyways, like that's
You get in a
this
jar?
public record where like my name and my phone numbers already listed just with this address.
I mean, we've had that forever though, even without technology. Like, motherfucking
but
the
we're
phone
also
book.
at the point right now where like if
No,
you
the phone
look
book's
up
not the
something
same, man.
offline, like just through Google, and then 2 minutes later you go to Facebook, that thing's already there. Or when you purchase a product and you keep seeing that ad on YouTube, on Facebook, on this and that, even when you're not even on your own media device, like I've seen the same ad on my girlfriend's phone without her having any search history for it.
Because they heard you talking, man.
No, they do that.
That is also
Yeah.
the thing.
You're out here like, yo, I'm trying to get a Nintendo Switch. And then you look on your phone, it's like Nintendo Switch bundle.
You
Like,
can
fuck that
actually-
Nintendo Switch bundle.
You can actually trick your phone. It's pretty funny. If you like say things like keywords for like a couple hours and then go look it up, you'll get ads for it. So if you were to go like home renovation, I need bulk lumber, I like just something you're not talking about, and you look it up, you're going to get like an ad for like fucking Menards.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen like when that was like when it first broke on the scene and everybody's like, yo, what the hell? The one person was like,
It's
that's
also
cat
a little
food.
further from that now. Like it actually takes an account of how your tone is. Like I tried proving a point on this subject to my girlfriend where I talked about how, you know, the Cleveland Browns this or whatever ad I was trying to talk about to see if it'd pop up. But then later on, I'm talking about getting, Pringles or whatever. And then there's just ads for Pringles. It took into account what my tone was. So even if you're being aggressive towards something, it's not going to show it. But if you're just talking about it or if you're excited about it, it will start showing it more to you.
I feel like it has like a way of knowing that you have actual interest in buying it. Cause like I do get I regularly get ads for stickers and I haven't.
Well, no, that's because you have when you put your phone number in anywhere or anything, they build a profile on you for everything that you buy and shit. And
It's
then
not
they
even just,
sell
like, your
that
phone
shit to
number,
other
though.
people so they can anything. Like your name, your profile gets built from hella shit. Your phone number is just one way into it.
And I mean, truly useless information. Like, for example, when you go to write a post on Facebook, let's say you don't want to publish it, so you delete it. Facebook actually keeps account what you typed in there, even if you didn't publish it to your page.
But yeah, because
they
you might
still
have been
have
like,
that
I want
history.
Doritos. Oh, no, I ain't going to tell people I want Doritos. And then they're like, that bitch wants Doritos.
stuff
And it's going to say at this time, at this location, because they also have access to your IP address, that they can just start giving you ads for that.
The stuff you type in and delete's maybe the most true shit you would ever.
Yeah, and then they sell the information to everybody too.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're all getting it, and then they build more information on you there, and then they sell that. So everybody knows what
For
you want.
something that at the end of the day doesn't work. No one buys shit from the ads. Like it doesn't
I've bought
significantly
some
drive.
stuff from ads.
It's not even
You can't say you never buy anything from an ad.
Okay, it doesn't statistically, I don't think it drives sales in a super meaningful way.
I mean,
Well, again,
That's like saying
it does though.
that's like saying salespeople don't drive sales either. Then you know what I mean? Like, 'cause,
Right.
like all a salesperson is like a walking advertisement.
Or a canvasser for sure.
Yeah, definitely a canvasser.
Like literally a walking
Although
advertisement.
I don't think canvassers really do drive sales. Honestly,
I mean, they're walking advertisements though. Like maybe 5 years down the road, you'll be like, that annoying motherfucker that always comes to my door. What company you work for? I think they sell windows. Bam. I think they would do my house.
what I keep trying to say is the problem goes a little further than Facebook knows if I want to buy, snacks or something like that. Like, for example, Fitbit, your information for your heart rate, this, that's also given to them without you actually giving them permission. They basically can have semi-access to your medical records without actually having to go through a hospital or a doctor. In addition, it only takes a bit of reverse accounting to say, okay, what kind of supplies were hospitals buying? Was it more this, and this? Eventually, they can more or less track, okay, there are going to be more people with heart disease in the next few years, so they can invest into these drugs, into these supplies. I mean, there's a reason why certain drugs like insulin are just getting exceptionally more and more expensive because there are more people who are alive right now that require it to live. So it's not even just about, useless stuff like junk food. It's also more essential things that are just getting
Junk food ain't useless, man. It's the start of the insulin.
You're not
You know what
wrong.
I'm saying? There's steps to it. They all
It's all connected.
They sell you Doritos until you need insulin. You know what I'm saying? And
I do
Skittles.
think that there are ways in which that algorithm can be kind of ruthlessly efficient when it comes to targeted ads. And some of that's really wild. I feel like I've said this before in the podcast somewhere, but I was reading this thing that they used this company that was trying to sell tickets to Vegas used the algorithm to do that. And the algorithm ended up being extremely accurate at finding people who were manic depressive and about to go into a manic episode. And it was targeting ads to those people to go to Las Vegas.
Well, yeah, that's why that AI is also another thing that's crazy.
But this isn't even true. I don't think it's true AI. It's just
I mean, it is. It's learning on its own. It's collecting data and learning.
But it didn't know
it didn't know what it was doing, but it was doing it.
Right.
That's it. It's learning patterns and things like that. That's AI, right?
I'm not a scientist. I'm a dumb guy. I don't know.
I mean,
No, Antoine is right. In this case,
AI
that
was
is the use of an AI tool for marketing and trying to make money.
because I mean, a bot in
In a
a game is
horrible
AI.
I guess by some definition, I really don't. I'm not a computer scientist.
it's not like it's fucking sapient though. That's the difference between what I think Connor's talking about.
It's
versus
not
what
like
you're
it's trying to
talking
do
about.
it
It's not
maliciously.
fucking-
It just
yeah.
did a goal it was given.
Right. It's like deep learning type shit.
It's an AI by some definition.
Right.
I just put it all in the same thing.
So I've got a weird one that's kind of related to this. An article. I want to get the headline because I think it came out the other day. Okay, yeah. So from the Washington Post, police can. You guys know those Ring doorbells. The
from
video
Amazon?
doorbells. Yeah.
I think I read this article today.
Yeah, police can keep Ring camera video forever and share it with whomever they like. Amazon tells Senator. So basically, the crux of this article is saying
They can
that
see who goes in and out of the house.
police, like Amazon has
Forever.
given the police the ability to look at this data, keep it forever, and use it within, I think it said either a quarter mile or half mile of any crime scene, and the only or suspected crime, and the only thing they need to submit to access this is a case number. They don't need
Jesus
any other like
Christ.
reasoning, which is extremely fucking bleak.
Yeah, no, that's Big Brother all the way. Because you know how many motherfucking of those Ring cameras there are?
There's a lot. I have the app. I have the neighbor app. You can look at other people's Ring cameras so you can see what's going on in your neighborhood.
My camera's owned by Amazon as well. It's a Blink camera. Yeah. Get rid of that thing real fast.
No comment. But yeah, I think they probably, if they can do that with this, they don't want to publicly tell people because it is a internal house pointing camera, where I guess at least in the intent of the Ring is that it's pointing outside of a home.
Right.
But even still, I think knowing what we know about how the police actually like to operate and what constitutes suspicion or anything, that's a huge breach in privacy, basically giving them access to all of our doorbells, or at least, I don't know. There's a lot of people who have those now.
Yeah, tons of people.
At least if you don't have it, they'll be able to see like peripheral views of like.
Oh, I'm sure it has like the ability to at least see across the street in some clear picture.
Oh, no, it definitely does.
No, yeah. That's what
Like,
I'm
if
saying.
your
Like,
across the street neighbor has the Ring camera, it is watching your house all the time.
Yeah.
Literally constantly.
Yeah, cops don't need to stake out at a home anymore because your neighbor is looking at you for
Yeah.
free for them.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest thing about that is just like Amazon's like, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Like the most profitable and probably most wealthy company right now just gave them something and nothing in return.
That's because Jeff
Oh,
Bezos
no.
is
They
doing
do
some-
get something in return. Well, I don't know if it was like a quid pro quo type thing, but I know that Amazon's facial recognition software, which is called Recognition, REK ignition, they are able to access police body cameras and local surveillance tapes to help make their fucking shit better all the time.
Yeah, so I think they, especially since Amazon operates in the real world, they have to deliver physical goods to a place. I think it probably behooves them to not piss off cops. Also, I want to say I didn't. I'm a lazy asshole and didn't do the digging on this, especially because I just saw this article today. I believe Amazon was using what was sort of, there was one of those kind of like, I don't know who was driving this deal, but police officers were advising people to get Ring cameras so their Amazon packages didn't get stolen. So that was the official stance of cops, was you should get these.
No, yeah.
And without saying like, so we can use them.
Yeah,
It's like,
literally.
so you can use them.
Yeah. Oh my fuck. Wow. That's wild. It's literally.
but
it's
Ring
literally-
cameras are good for like a porch camera.
Yeah, but
It's just
like,
the fact that they gave away the rights for people to look at it besides you.
I feel like in the pitch for Amazon for wanting you to buy a Ring camera, their pitch is not, oh, the cops can look at this whenever they want to.
I mean, but I had training on the Ring video the other day, and it said that it makes the crime rate go down by like 55% or something like that.
That's not a real statistic.
No, I know that,
fucking way.
but
Also,
if they
that
can
kind of-
if they can look at everything going on the street all the time, then like realistically, it is going to make the crime rate go down if they're really paying attention that hard.
Well, okay. So here's my thing about this too. Is like
What are they called?
all those fucking cameras and shit. Like even my cameras that I have up here. Like none of that shit's admissible in court. Period. You own that. You're not allowed to use it. To like even if you have a closed circuit television, pretty much like normal people aren't allowed to use that shit in court. Those kinds, at least. Maybe a closed circuit television ones, but the ones that are like motion activated and like they take a couple seconds at a time. Not usable.
Boy,
I don't know.
we can't use it in court.
Nope.
So what's the point of
It's
having
like
one?
this like frame by frame, but like there's like time in between this. Well, because you don't have a full account of what's actually happening. You have
But-
just snapshots of what looks like happening.
So let's
outta here. What if
let's take this to the logical extent and say, so they look at your camera and they see someone, I don't know, let's talk about a real crime, like taking in crates of guns to your house or something.
Right.
They know that they can't use that in court or whatever.
But now
they sure
they
as
have the
fuck know to
information.
watch your house and like to, I mean, if it's serious, like do a no knock raid or some shit.
Exactly.
Or have someone lie and smell like weed in your house and come knock it down.
Probable cause.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they could do
So
that
even
now.
a simple
it
one
has
where it's like
barely
we got
any
an
use for
anonymous
you.
call said someone saw guns going to your home.
I mean, but what I don't understand is why we can't use shit in court. Like, if I have a Ring camera, I can't use that in court.
Not as far as I know, no.
If it's a solid video, like a 30-second clip of them doing something wrong.
Maybe the Ring ones are different, but when I was looking into it, like for getting cameras up here and shit to make sure like the audio equipment or nothing like that will get stolen, most of these cameras not admissible in court. It literally, like when I downloaded the Blink app, it gave me a warning, like just so you know, if anything goes wrong, this is only for your records. You can't use this in court.
I wonder how much of that is just so you don't drag Amazon tangentially into some sort of legal battle.
I mean, because you would, though, because they would have records of everything because they're keeping the videos. So how does that even make sense? They get to keep the videos and you can't even use it in court, but it's only for your records. But Amazon has the video, too.
I have the video. Like I can save the videos.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's only for your records. But Amazon has the video.
I imagine they have the video.
Well, from what this article was saying, they at least have the ability to.
Yes.
Because they can save the file and share it with no sort of
Repercussion.
or software limitation. There's nothing preventing them from doing that.
Right.
Although repercussion too, obviously.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have any of that.
Amazon doesn't even pay taxes, let alone have repercussions.
At least
anything.
At least Apple has the decency to pay like a 4% or like 0.4% tax to Ireland.
Actually, I'm glad you brought up Apple. So I saw a commercial for their new phone coming out. The entire premise of the commercial for you to buy the phone is you get privacy because apparently Apple keeps their phones encrypted and stood up to the FBI to not just jailbreak the phone and give out the information. The whole thing they were selling just in that commercial, not about how good their camera is, not about the space, not about how fast, not about anything else about the phone. Just that
won't tell
you
the
get your
feds.
privacy.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
That's it. That was the only thing they were selling in that
But
commercial.
I've heard about people getting their like iCloud used against them in court.
Okay, so are you talking about there was the one big one happened 2 years ago?
It was semi-recent.
That was in 2016. Was that terrorist phone they got that the FBI wanted Apple to break into because it was locked and they wouldn't. And eventually Apple kept saying no. And what did they do? They got a Israeli tech firm and paid them $1 million so they would crack the iPhone 5C. And
Did they succeed?
Yeah, they got the thing without any help from Apple. But I mean, that's still many iPhone generations ago.
Yeah, but like Apple's point in that was like, yeah, it was a phone taken from a bad person, but we don't want to set the precedent where if we're asked just to open up a phone that we can just give away your information.
I also don't think they wanted to give the FBI that
Technology
ability,
just
because
to
that
jailbreak their phones.
in a purely capitalist interest, that takes a selling point away from them.
I mean, right now, Apple's the only company I've seen that's selling privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is kind of like using that as a dirty word. You just don't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's independent apps that are multi-platform, like Signal and stuff, that do encrypted messaging, but it's not on a hardware basis.
I've heard about them using Apple stuff, though, against people. But is that just because it's not locked?
I don't know.
How hard could it be to crack an Apple code? Unless you got to crack like the facial recognition, but then they always have the backup code.
Yeah, and they do fingerprints and stuff too. They're or at least some of them had those.
Well, yeah, but you always have to have a backup in case like your sensor breaks. It makes you put a backup in. There's code breakers, I assume, that could just break the code.
I mean, that's more or less.
Don't you only get multiple tries?
Yeah, you only get
until
like 10 tries before
It locks you out.
Races your shit. You only get so many tries before, like, or you have to set it up. It's like, that's how my phone is. You fucking,
and if
you try too many times to get in my shit,
It just
it all
burns
goes
it.
away.
I am certainly not, but if I was a terrorist, I would have as many of those turned on as I possibly could.
And it could be set to like something like, hey, you failed twice. It's gone.
I mean, for an hour.
No, like it destroys all the information in the phone if you
No,
try
he's
too
right.
many
It
times.
resets after an hour.
Oh, yeah, if you
Typically.
just normally fail. But I mean, like, what we're talking about is more or less just like, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'll tell you what, you want privacy? Get yourself a fucking flip phone.
Hell yeah.
That's real shit.
Jeremy trying to do
you can at
Fed
least
time
take-
around here. Get himself a flip phone.
Just talk in person away from front doors. So you're not
Avoid the Ring camera.
So you're not calling the
I
Ring
mean, like,
camera.
again, your phone's still listening to you. Not to mention, newer phones, you can't take the battery out.
No
so
phone.
It's always technically on.
Leave your phone at home. Drive
So
away.
I got a pretty wild, like just a piece of technology that I learned about today.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of alter ego?
No.
No.
No alter ego over here.
All right. So what alter ego is it's a way that companies are designing right now for you to interact with things like Siri, okay, Google, Alexa, without having to speak, which means it literally reads your brain waves, and it is currently 92% accurate as opposed to the 95% accuracy of speech recognition, and it was made at MIT.
Do you have to wear like a helmet?
You have to it's not a helmet, but
You have to get an implant?
No. It's like
You're jacked in, bro.
It's a weird thing that you wear, it comes on your chin, kind of hold on, I'll pull up a picture of it.
I'm imagining.
I feel like it's like a suction cup, right here, that has a string that goes down.
I'm imagining the fucking Siri implant that's from the Matrix. It's Keanu Reeves oh, I'm jacked in. Hey, Siri. You can't do anything cool. You can just ask it what the fucking weather is.
How hot is it outside?
That's alter ego. It's like a little chin strap thing.
Who is going to wear that? Guy that doesn't want to talk out loud?
Sucks ass. What the fuck?
And
it's makes you stop talking because it's holding your jaw fucking shut.
It's the first iteration of this technology, you guys. But it's literally it can transcribe your inner monologue, the voice in your head that you be hearing. It can
Thanks. I hate it.
No, honestly, it's not that bad.
I mean, that's
if we
crazy.
Put in the
because
premise
if it
of
can read it can
my
probably
coma
change
patient
it.
scenario I was giving before.
If it can read it could change it, man.
I was saying maybe the technology might not be that bad because if we bring up my coma case scenario I was talking about before, you're just
trying to get somebody jacked in, man. That's all you want. That's how you feel.
Look, I'm putting a wholesome spin on it, and you're just being very afraid of the word jacked in.
Because, man, you're going under. They're doing crazy stuff out here. They're messing with your brain waves, man.
What I'm wondering is
messing with your brain waves.
How is this could this be the first fucking step in just them being able to fucking
they're changing
turn some shit on and be like, oh yeah, you're you don't have to wear this. We're just reading your fucking brain right now. Whatever you think.
Hold on. Here's
we're literally able to hear it.
You said it's called alter ego, right?
Yes.
If I have a little bit of tinfoil right here, does that block it from working? Because if that actually works, holy shit, I guess everybody was right.
The 1970s fucking conspiracy theorists had it all right. They just didn't know that they weren't protecting from fucking aliens. They were protecting from literally just a tech conglomerate of MIT.
I really want to know if that worked.
The article that I was reading about it was very excited about this technology.
Yeah.
As all tech articles are. They're yes, we're going to be able to talk directly to Siri without thinking, without speaking. Because that, right now they're able
that
to.
That is scary.
They're able to control Roku's and shit. Mm-hmm. With just go up, go down, to the side, play this.
With their eyeballs?
No. They're not speaking. They don't have to do it with their eyeballs. They do it with their mind. They just have to think it.
Every time a creepy guy goes on there, it turns into nasty porn.
Yes.
This is a design flaw we're trying to.
I mean,
it's all foot porn.
The way I imagine it works, I want to make sure I'm using the right word here. Kind of like an EKG where it's reading the electrical impulses from your head.
Yes, that is how it works.
And basically after a certain they've learned after certain patterns, when the brain looks like this, it means up. When the brain looks like this, it means sideways. When the brain looks like this, it means down. It's just cataloged all of those.
It's literally just taking the electrical signals that mean up, down, left, right, fucking Siri open, all that shit. It knows it and it can transcribe it at 92% accuracy.
It's not cool.
So it can go on your head 92% of the time. It's going to know exactly what you're thinking.
You want that?
No, I don't want that. It terrifies me.
Zach wants it.
It might be less. It knows what you're thinking. It's just responding to what you're thinking.
It's still reading.
It has to know what you're thinking to respond to what I'm thinking. Yeah, for real. How else would it respond to what I'm thinking if it didn't know what I'm thinking?
I'm just saying it's more like cause and effect. It's like when you press the button on your controller for your TV. It's not that the controller knows that you're pressing one. It's just, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think...
Again, kind of taken away from it's not like it's sentient and it's being malicious about it. It's just a device doing its objective.
Right. I'm worried more so about what comes next after that level of technology.
Oh, getting cataloged about what you were thinking.
Right. It's
yeah, see,
you don't have to wear it anymore.
Step.
You're you walk into a room and you're oh, I know exactly what you're thinking, my friend.
there's technology that there's people that this technology obviously benefits, like paraplegic people who can't use their hands, that kind of stuff. This is great for them. That's awesome. But yeah, I guess I don't have a butt. I think that's cool. Oh, God damn it.
It can easily be misused.
I am so fucking distracted today. The implications of it can be kind of troubling, even if unwarranted. I don't know.
Well, we're talking dystopias. I was imagining a dystopia in
That's
which
true. That's
the cops are able to interrogate you in a very, very easy way where it's like, hey, did you do it? And then you're like, yeah, I did that shit, but no, I didn't do that. And then
I guess.
Hey, that would stop crime, though. I'm pretty sure. Like, if you got caught,
There might be
like
a slight way around it. Instead of like thinking the answer, just think of like the most annoying sound possible.
right. And then they're going to call you out on your bullshit. And then there's going to be like you swear to plead the fifth, blah, 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 like type shit.
Yeah. And now they're just going to hear Christmas music in my head. They're not going to get an answer.
I guess.
We've had it for 5 hours and he just keeps thinking about Frosty the Snowman.
All he thinks is 57, 57, 57, 57, 57.
Jeremy is correct on this one, because if there's one thing we have learned about the internet and about technology in general, it's that the worst thing you can possibly think of is true. In terms of like, I feel like everyone was kind of like, it was like a joke and kind of like a crackpot thing that like when we had flip phones, like, oh, they're listening to us. Isn't that funny? And like maybe there's some truth to it. But then it's like, oh, now there's like definitive.
Yeah, now they definitely listen to
No
us.
one really cares that much.
Like,
and it's like, oh, I bet they're going to look through the cameras.
I
Like,
keep
yeah, they
checking
look
like
through the
half the
fucking
stuff we talked
cameras.
about before.
They're allowed to. Here's an article and a fucking like paper trail.
they do look
Exactly.
through the cameras, though.
Exactly. So why not with the mind reading device?
so
Are
I
they
guess
not going to read my fucking
with all
mind?
that in mind, they're going to start like fucking busting you for pre-crime.
yes, it's gonna be like what's the fucking with the precogs and shit, like the movie that I'm thinking of. They had people
thought crime.
They had people in vats and
That's
Minority
I'm talking
Report,
about like
the Philip K. Dick book turned into a
1984.
movie.
Yep.
No, they had like pre-crime where they were like, you were gonna rape your daughter or something.
Yes.
Yeah, you were thinking about weed, dude.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
You fucking junkie.
We've got you for a pre-misdemeanor.
They're going to be just sending tickets to your
Yeah, because
house.
that's what the cops would actually do. They would never find anyone who's trying to murder someone.
No.
It'd be like,
Here's 13 tickets for all of your pre-misdemeanors.
you were going to walk out of here with that Snickers bar.
They're going to be reading our minds out here.
They already can if you're wearing it.
Cops are arresting you when you're driving the speed limit because you're going to be driving over 2 miles ahead.
You were thinking
know
about
you're late
drunk
for
driving
work.
this evening.
It's not even that. It's gonna be like 6 a.m.
Yeah, they
Hey,
just-
we know you're running late for work, and we know you got to go 80 to make sure you're not getting fired. You're getting the ticket right now.
That would be horrible. I'd definitely be wearing a tin hat then.
We don't know if that works yet.
Yeah, we don't know if that works yet.
That's why they're going to criminalize aluminum foil.
Yeah,
Hold on. New idea. New capital marking scheme. You just get normal hats and just the insides lined with aluminum foil.
Until aluminum foil is outlawed.
Zach's acting like I don't do that already.
Yeah, but do you have it in multiple colors?
My house is a Faraday cage. Get the fuck out of here.
Google Home is also working on a feature where the robot Google Home will punish your children for you.
Sick.
Oh, it shuts
That's
off the
ominous.
internet?
Like as a parent, like that's a incredible threatening tool
Man,
to
a
use.
robot could hit your kids so hard.
Well, the way Google Home would do it is like it would monitor sensors to make sure that like if you ask them to clean, there would be enough fucking movement around for the chores to be done. And if they didn't do their fucking chores, then Google Home would like turn off the Wi-Fi to all of the children's devices.
Like that's like 2 steps from what I was actually thinking. It's gonna
That's
be like,
what Verizon
if you're
actually
not
does
doing
that.
your math homework, Google Home's going to delete your Fortnite account.
Yeah, like pretty much.
That Verizon's doing it too. They have a feature you could buy now that like will shut off the devices. It showed like there was a commercial. The mom's leaving the house.
Oh, I
They're
keep
all, the
hearing
kids
that
are all
dumb
like,
commercial.
"Yeah, I'm not going to do anything, Mom. I know I'm in trouble." And then she gets in the car and they all pull out their stuff. And she
Here's the
pulls
weird
out.
thing about that commercial.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't even say they're in trouble. It's just her leaving the house. It's like, okay, everyone's phones are off. You're like, yeah. The Xbox is not going to come out of the ceiling with your sister doing some Mission Impossible stuff. No, that'd be too dangerous. Okay, I'm still turning it off. Then why don't you just fucking turn it off in the first place?
Right.
What did they do?
The fucking Google Home shit is it's not only going to try to take a disciplinary role in your child's life, but Google is going to start suggesting suggesting things to you as a family that you can do to improve your children's behavior, like more family dinners.
No one's ever going to get mad about that. That rocks.
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
Hold on, I can just see it.
Google knows everything, especially how to raise your kids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We got a couple people in here. We think they're good parents. We put them on this project.
This is what Google did. They were like, they literally ask us everything already anytime they're having an argument.
How do I feed my baby?
Yeah. We might as well just fucking insert ourselves into telling them how to raise their children.
I can see like the new Google Home like social worker app eventually coming out afterwards. We're just gonna be like, all right, Karen, I gotta sit down with you. First off, your kid has chicken pox and the other one's been huffing paint. You gotta do something about this.
All of a sudden we have a army full of Zoomers raised by Google Home.
Not exactly the Skynet I thought about
The feral Zoomers are going to be like worshiping Google like the fucking war boys from Mad Max.
Any Google joke starts a fight.
Yes.
It's like it's your mom.
Mm-hmm. Because it was literally your nanny growing up.
Man, you can't be, oh my God.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Like Zach
They're
said,
actually advertising that like it'll suggest stuff for the family to do.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Like, I don't think it's like
I
hyper
feel like that's something
specific
you just
yet.
throw in the
It's
back.
just something
But,
like have a
you
nice
guys-
dinner.
You're
Play
thinking
catch.
That's like Google Home Plus.
you guys are thinking fucking small because it's going to be like you guys should play more board games and here's our
list of board games.
Here's
our
our
recommendations.
store
it's gonna
where
be-
we sell fucking board games. Or
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be recommendations for places to go and shit that they are going to make money from.
have you tried Google's Fun Zone? There's one 2 miles from you right now.
You are
Your
right.
kid would really
We
be
were
better
thinking-
if you bought him this Google Chromebook.
Yeah. Have you considered buying your child a premium Google subscription?
YouTube Red.
Yeah. Happy families have YouTube Red.
Is your kid a little shitbag? Get YouTube Red.
This fucking rocks.
Yeah. It's like Zach said. It's not the Skynet we expected, but it's the Skynet we deserve.
Yeah.
I don't know about deserve either. It's just a Skynet that's gonna happen.
What is that? That is crazy. So now you're going to have like some gene edited baby that's parents don't
That's
really
actually
have time
already
for.
happened as well.
The gene editing?
Now you're starting
No,
to
actually, yes, that did happen. So that was last year. A Chinese scientist had actually used CRISPR, which is a device used for editing literal DNA.
Yeah.
And you can edit
I know about
yourself
that.
with
With
it.
Chinese twins. Now, his excuse for, well, it was just, there's no excuse on why he did it, but one of the main side effects is it's going to drastically increase their intelligence. We're talking about like the 9-year-old that graduated, children
The
like graduating,
twins?
like,
How
yes,
smart are they though?
we don't know yet. They're still,
Babies.
babies.
That's cool. I bet they're going to be happy.
The happiest.
Yeah, well, technically,
They're
he
gonna
was
be
arrested.
perfect.
All of his material and notes and everything was confiscated by the Chinese government. And I'm assuming the kids were also probably taken by the
Why
Chinese
was he
government.
arrested?
Because that's illegal
Editing.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right.
That's like one of the most universal things most scientists like do not cross the line on it, which is just immediately experimenting on people.
And like getting CRISPR technology isn't very like difficult, but knowing how to use it, especially on like
Anybody
actually,
can get
platforms
CRISPR.
is-
Anybody can get CRISPR.
but
There's
that
a,
requires some fucking know-how.
there's a documentary on Netflix called Unnatural Selection, which
I've been
goes
watching
on,
that.
yeah, which goes on how basically you can rent spaces, you can rent this equipment, and you can just do what you want. There are people, if you know what you want to do, you can make something with your whatever skill, experience, or talent. You can make something like, I don't know, smallpox that's like as contagious as the flu. Now that's like horror novels, and that's like the whole basis of division and bullshit. But still, if you have somebody with the right knowledge and really the desire to do so, it can be done. It can be done now.
There's also people that are like
That's how
trying
the
to
Black
use
Plague
it
came back.
to cure AIDS in one shot. That's what he's trying to do, is remove AIDS from his fucking...
Actually, for that Chinese scientist that experimented with twins, that was the excuse for why he affected the genes that affected intelligence. Because that's actually also the similar gene that'll give you resistance or at least some kind of immunity to AIDS and HIV.
Wild.
That was his main excuse. But he then would say like, yeah, so they might be hyper intellectuals.
Super
might
geniuses
happen,
immune to
might not.
AIDS.
I mean,
Powerful title.
Yeah.
what's so bad with making smart people?
Because it doesn't stop there. What like you could have to the point where it's like, okay, for so much money, we can make sure that your child will not be born with Huntington. We can get rid of that possibility. Or if you really want to be a shitty parent and just leave the chance, yeah, we won't edit your child.
Yeah, they're going to
but
sell you
he might
premium.
be born with something that might make him have a horrible life.
They're going to sell you they're going to microtransaction your fucking kid.
Yeah, you want the blue eyes upgrade?
The proper word here is macro transaction. There's no way this is going to be nickel and dime. And
I don't know. They might nickel and dime it, bro.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, it's more going to be like 10s and 20s. It's going to be more expensive.
I meant nickel and diming it in the way of like choosing individual, like
that's what I mean.
Your kid might be 3 inches taller than you expected.
Yeah, that's also going to be. It's going to be like petty bullshit.
It'll promote class consciousness by the upper class literally being a different fucking species from us.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, that's how it starts. That's really how you get the major division in humanity.
Sick. I love being a Murloc. This fuking rocks, dude.
Hey, that's what we need to uprise, though. That's what it's going to take.
Well, technically, if we follow
Did
the
you
whole
read the
H.G.
Time
Wells,
Machine?
it
didn't work out well for them.
Well, technically, it worked out pretty well for the Murlocs. Let's be honest. They're the alpha species. So, in H.G. Wells' Time Machine, humanity takes two different paths. There's one which is basically all the rich people, and they turn into these like diminutive like elf folk that only eat fruit and vegetables, and then all the poor people who are forced to work in mines eventually adapted to the subterranean environment.
Learn how to eat rocks.
No. They came to the upper ground and they would eat the other people.
Oh,
basically,
lit.
yeah. So technically, in the H.G. Wells timeline, the poor people eventually do start eating the rich.
Murlocs are Antifa.
Did you guys know about the sunglasses that the Chinese police force has? They have sunglasses that are pretty much Dragon Ball Z Scouters, and they have facial recognition.
The crime level is off the charts.
No, like I want this to be like in like
a black guy walks in
some
and
kind of like
cool. I love the new cop.
It's not even that. It's just gonna be like, hey, I'm not gonna arrest that guy. He's like over 9,000. I'm gonna die if I go within 5 feet of him. Have somebody else arrest him.
What does it actually measure?
It doesn't actually measure anything. It just has facial recognition technology.
It just checks to see if you have like what
warrants,
warrant or something out on you.
Okay. It doesn't actually do like racial profiling.
Yeah. But they do have, the reason I say it is because that's the natural next progression is like, it's not only going to have like facial recognition software, it's going to be like fucking giving you a whole rundown on.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, you have Slovenian, like nasal slope, so you have an elevated risk for petty theft. Just do full on.
You joke, but that is actually going to be an eventuality. It really is.
Oh my fucking god!
That's really where that pre-crime shit's actually to come in. It's not like it's a computer telling the future. It's just going to look at somebody and be like, "Yeah, this guy's probably taken like a couple cars he shouldn't have."
God.
So, do you guys have any other dystopian things you want to discuss?
No. I think it's bleak enough from the stuff that we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm a narco primitive now. I'm going off the grid. I'll never be on this podcast again. I'm shunning all technology.
Connor, we'll miss you.
Yeah.
We really will.
We just lost 3 fans.
Find me at
Technically, they're not lost. They also went to the woods. Too.
Yeah, they went anarcho primitive.
They went to find Connor and bring him back.
All right. Well, with that, that's the end of the podcast this week.
Later.
Later, people.